So we have this little chip in our sink, and then looking around we have a crack right here in the sink, and we have a kind of a star crack over there in the sink, and there's also a little divot right in there. So you start looking for cracks and divots, you might be surprised how many you find. And that's why I am attempting to use this ENDHOKN Tub and Shower Repair Kit, which is an epoxy-based kit. I've also found this porcelain butter dish has a chip out of it. So I'm going to give this a shot first, and if I like the results, I'll move on to the sink. Also, I have to mix up a certain minimum amount of this stuff just to get the proportions even. So in the box you get two sanding, kind of basically sandpaper. This is a rougher one, this is a thinner one to finish things off and make it smooth. And then the epoxy resin, A and B parts. It looks like, I'm going to guess these might be disposable gloves. You have a little flat plastic applicator you can, even across the top surface of something. A couple of mixing sticks, which is nice. They even give you a little tray to mix on, and that's kind of nice there. I might mix on the top of a yogurt container because I'm going to be doing this multiple times. And then in the bottom, they have some little clear sticky stickers. I'm not sure what these are for. I bet the instructions will tell me. Alright, so what you're supposed to do is put these stickers around the area to be repaired and then cut out the cracks or openings out of the sticker, so basically it keeps you from getting the epoxy on places that don't need it. That'll work fine with the little dots. Some of these longer cracks, I'm probably going to have to use a little paintbrush or something to go along the crack, because some of these cracks are longer than these stickers, and it'd also be hard to remove just a crack's worth of material from a sticker. And these little guys here are indeed teeny tiny individually wrapped gloves. They're like a thin vinyl glove. I actually have my own nitrile gloves. I'm just going to use mine. You never know when you need individually wrapped gloves. Maybe I'll put those back in the packaging and use them for something else. Alright, because I have two little dings I'm going to be putting this stuff into, I cut this sticker thing in half. And I am going to try to cut a little hole in it this way. And so I'm going to put that hole around my ding. Now maybe I could have made that a little more accurate by sticking the sticker on and using an X-Acto to cut around the area, but I'm pretty happy with that. So I cut this hole just a little bit smaller because this is a much smaller ding. Now for the butter dish, I tried their technique where I cut it away from the area, and that worked okay too if you have an X-Acto knife. So I don't know if this is going to be liquid enough for me to paint with it, but I'm going to try to paint on those hairline cracks, and basically I'll go over that probably with this guy, maybe just with a gloved finger to try to push it into the crack. Because the cracks aren't really a problem, but I want to keep things from getting into the cracks if possible. So this one is slightly gray, that one's much more white. When we mix them, we want the color to be uniform with no streaks. That's how we know that it's mixed enough. And as soon as you start mixing, your 5-minute timer to use this thing starts. So forgive me if I'm not talking for the most of the rest of this video. Alexa, set a 5-minute timer.
5 minutes, starting now.
Alexa, stop. So as long as you clean it up before it sets, paper towels will wipe this stuff away pretty well. I don't know if this mixing card will ever be quite the same though. So I'm going to pull up these stickers before it's cured because I don't want to accidentally stick the sticker to the sink. And it looks pretty viscous, so I don't think it's going to be flowing too much here now. And I'm using a knife to grab the corner of the stickers to pull those up. So we get, you know, the residue there that's not in the spot of the sticker. So this spot here, I don't know if you can see it, but I kind of have a triangular diamond shaped area that is the epoxy resin. So it's right there. I'm going to have to go over that with the sandpaper once it's dried. Alright, so initial thoughts, works well on big dings, or if you had like two pieces that need to be glued together, I could see it working well. It's pretty viscous. I don't feel like I got it into the cracks here much. You know, I painted it over the cracks and then I smeared it in with my gloved finger, and then I used a paper towel to wipe up most of the excess, and I can still see those cracks. So I don't know if it's really great for hairline cracks, but big cracks and dings and divots, I think it's filling in pretty well. The real test of that's going to be this butter dish here. It does seem to flow still, so it gets smooth, the surface gets smooth, and they do mention, you know, if you're putting it on the sidewall, gravity may have it flow downward. So they say don't put it on super thick so that it sticks, you know, it doesn't have a lot of extra stuff falling off of it. And as a reminder to people not to use this sink for 24 hours, we're going to put tape over the whole thing. Alright, this epoxy is cured. You can see here I need to knock down this little side piece here. Obviously it's not going to replicate the pattern. Now in the sink we have a little diamond right there that's over the spot I filled in. I also dropped a piece right here I'm going to have to sand off. So we're going to start sanding these guys down. They've provided two different grits of sandpaper. I don't have the tool that this would stick into, so I'm going to have to do it by hand. But basically we're going to hit it with a coarse grit and then a fine grit. Alright, so the epoxy that had just landed on top of the porcelain and then cured on top of it just knocked off really easily. Yeah, so all the epoxy that's above the level of the porcelain sands off really easily, so I'm left with just the stuff that's in the hole there. So that was extremely easy to sand off there. Let's see how this goes here. Yeah, so that sands very nicely. I mean, there's obviously a repair there. I could do another layer to get it closer to the right level height, but at least this edge here is nice and even. So if you have a divot or a big chip out of something, this does a pretty good job of repairing it, and I found it to be super easy to sand. It's actually a lot easier than I thought it was going to be to sand, so it's nowhere near as hard as the porcelain, but you can basically get it down to the level of the porcelain very easily. Now, I couldn't get it to go into super fine cracks, so I think if you're trying to repair or fill super fine cracks, you need something thinner than this.